Brandon is with us in Denver. Hey, Brandon, how are you?
I'm good, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Okay, so this has happened before with my sister. This is basically what it's about. So my sister, I'm 27 years old, and my sister is 46. She'll be 47 in April. And she always seems to have trouble financially. And recently, she asked me for $100, and I'm not sure if she's aware that I know that she owes my mom $800. And I kind of wanted to offer her advice and help her out, but in my mind, I feel like she's gonna be like, okay, what is this 27-year-old punk trying to school me on anything?
He's the one with the $100 you don't have. That's who he is.
Yeah, I know. I get it, and it's a little frustrating because I feel like if anyone's asking for money, it should be the other way around. But it's like I don't know exactly how to bring it up to her because I don't want to. I feel like my mom and dad always end up giving her money, and I've always told them this isn't really helping her. It's more so perpetuating her mismanagement of money, and I guess I just don't know how to go about it without causing a rift between us.
So I want you to re-approach the situation. You did not cause the rift. The rift was thrown at you. All you are doing now is responding to the rift. Okay?
Okay.
And as simple as, no, I'm not going to loan you $100. Thank you, though. Anything after that is you trying to smooth over your boundary, and that's not your responsibility. So there's a simple, peaceful answer. I'm not going to judge the fact that you owe mom. I'm not going to explain stuff to you unless you invite me into that conversation. I'm just going to tell you, no, I'm not going to loan you $100. All
right, John, that's not how this ends, though.
Nope. Then it's like, why not?
Exactly.
You're not just going to.
What does he say when she says, well, why not? Because that's exactly what she's going to say.
Yeah. Why
she's
not?
She's an entitled brat.
Oh, you mean you can't even? Yeah, I'm just going to choose not to. And if you want to go down the road of, well, then what? Because this is going to cause a rift between you and me in our relationship, and I'm not going to do that. And this is you drawing a boundary that no one's ever drawn from her. You know what that's going to feel like to her? Abuse. Oh my goodness, hatred, evilness. Yeah. Here's the thing. You can't control her response to your boundary. You just can't.
Yeah, okay. I guess the thing is I do feel kind of bad. This was about a week ago she asked me, and I didn't even respond to her because I'm just I froze. I'm just in my mind I'm thinking, are you serious right now?
Yeah. Hey, and good for you for not lashing out, for taking a break, okay? That's wisdom.
Yeah, you're smart, because putting the snark on it that we all want to tell her,
it's not going to be helpful.
Me included. It's not helpful. Okay, it does not help her. So the goal here is to help her.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, John, let me ask you: is there a way that you can couch this? I get that the boundary is simple. No, I'm not able to do that at this time.
Or I'm choosing not to do that.
Or
whatever.
I'm not willing to do that at this time. Okay. Well, why not? Is it okay to then, is it productive then to say, what I would choose to do is if you will go through this class, Financial Peace University, that costs $100, I'll pay for it for you.
Yeah.
So that you can learn how to handle money so you never ask anybody for money again, because I've watched you struggle and it breaks my heart.
Yes, and...
Well, the thing is I know that she, her and her husband, because she does DoorDash on the side and her husband's a breadwinner, but he makes really good money. And I know I think, hired a financial advisor months ago, but apparently, obviously, didn't really do anything.
Or the financial advisor's an idiot, one of the two.
Yeah,
or that.
Financial advisor has nothing to do with cash flow, right? It has to do with other things. Here's the thing: when she has to finds herself in a situation where she has to go to her brother, her 20-year younger brother, and ask for money, she's already if not already, she is in dangerously close to the fight or flight place anyway. Something has come up that has pushed her to this area. And then you say no, and every alarm she's got is going to start ringing. And so while what Dave said is if you can sit down and have a cup of coffee with her and say, can we talk in person? Yes. I care about you a lot. This has come up a lot. I know you've been with mom and dad. I want to see this. I want to help. $100 is not going to help. It might bail you out of a thing you think you have. But in that moment, usually people can't hear me. That's why I always recommend wait to be invited in. If you want my money, here's what it's going to come with. You're going to sit down and you have to have a cup of coffee with me. So maybe that's the angle. I'll give you $100, but you have to meet me in person and you're going to have to listen to what I have to say. And that may be where you handle it.
Well, that's a little bit, that's kind of I'm visiting back because I'm originally from Maryland.
Uh-huh.
I'm not from Colorado.
Yep.
So I'm visiting home soon. And that's kind of something I'm a little nervous about visiting because I know I'm going to have to see her. But I think it's also kind of a good opportunity, as you're saying, to kind of sit down with her and talk to her because it's been going on, I think, ever since she got married for like 18 years. This has been going on because apparently she used to have a better credit score than my dad. So, and now her credit score is like really not good.
Yeah, she's got bigger things going on, and maybe that's the angle. Is you sit down with her and say, "I want to take you to breakfast or take you to lunch," and then say,
"I'm really worried about your life."
You asking your little brother for what's going on? Are you okay? And when she says, "What do you mean? I'm fine. I'm fine," and you say, "You just asked your little brother for $100. You're not okay." And that becomes an angle that is going to give you permission into speaking to her and what's going on in her soul, right?
But the end of the story is, regardless of her reaction or her choice to respond in any of these conversations, under no circumstances do you give her $100, except in the event that she is going to plug into things that cause her to start winning with money so that she never has to ask for it again.
Yeah, that's kind of my angle. That's been my angle for a while because I even get upset with my parents because she's asked me for money before, and I only gave her money one time. She's probably asked me for money like 5 times, and I've said no all the other 4 times. The very first time I said yes. All the other times I said no. She even asked me if I could co-sign for her daughter for a car, and I said absolutely not.
Good for you.
Know all about that.
So this is long term. This has been going on for a while. So I think this 5th time she's asked you, and it's a small.
And I think the other thing you do a John Deloney and say, "This, by the way, is the last time we're going to have this discussion."
Right. Is it?
Because the next time you call me for money, I'm just going to tell you no, and you're going to know what I meant when I said no. Yeah. Because I don't need to cover this with you. I don't want to cover this with you every time.
Yeah, well, she knew because even like she texted me, she didn't really even call me, which sounds weird. But she texted me and she was like, "I know you don't like giving me money." It's like, well, yeah, I don't. It's not even like, but it's not you though. It's like I just don't like giving people money, like money that I've worked for. I mean, if I'm all about giving people gifts and maybe like charity and volunteer and stuff like that, but it's like repetitive. And my parents, I get kind of like I know I can't do much about them, but when they keep giving her money, I always tell them like, please don't do that because it's like they're digging a hole.
Well, you're giving a drunk a drink.
They're digging a hole for themselves to put somebody out of one, and it's just like.
But here's the deal. You said it, and I want to reiterate it. You can't do anything about what they're doing. And so you've spoken your piece to your parents. I would get out of their head. I'd get out of their decision-making process. And
don't let them don't let this issue have any more real estate in your brain. It's a real simple thing. I'm willing to help my sister in a way that I am really helping her, not in a way that I am giving a drunk a drink. It's very simple. And if she does not want to participate in that, then I'm unwilling to have any more conversations even about this until she is.
Okay. And I know I'm your little brother. I know this is weird. This is where we are.
Yeah. I mean, I know it feels weird because you're old enough to be my mother, I mean, she's 20 years his senior. And so that is very weird. Yeah. It's not a classic sibling relationship. And so, you just say, here's my terms, and they're all for your good. Yeah. I don't need the $100. I could give you $1,000. But none of this is going to help you, but I want to really help you.
And something's clearly not okay.
Yeah. She's got bigger problems than $100.
Heartbroken.
A lot bigger problems. And because they're chronic, they're ongoing. Matt starts us off from Montana this hour. Hey, Matt, how are you?
Good. How you doing, sir?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I knew that answer was coming. Well, I'll give you the kind of the quick synopsis. I'm a home builder here in Montana. Got my butt handed to me in the recession, and I've been working my way out. I was in the middle of a big commercial and residential subdivision when the recession hit. That, of course, went on hold, and now I'm still digging out personally. as of right now, paid off about $450,000 personally.
Wow.
By selling my house, selling basically everything but the kids.
Wow.
And changing our lives. Me and the wife, we took your class at a church here in town, and that drastically changed our lives. So we thank you for that. But where I'm sitting today is I'm down to personally $102,000 personally, and on my house that I rebuilt after I sold my other house, and that's mostly just my land. I paid basically just on the house as I've gone. So sitting really good personally that way.
So you have a $102,000 mortgage on your home.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
And have about to kick my student loan gone down to about the last $4,200 on that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be gone here in about another month.
Wow, man, you're killing it. Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And then in the meantime, we decided to have 2 more kids, so now we're up to 6 kids.
Mm-hmm.
So busy lives in the process of everything. Wife started a business debt-free and doing really, really well with that. Just haven't really drawn any income off of it. Just keep rolling it into the business. And now we're going to start pulling consistently about $6,000 to $7,000 a month off of that business.
Cool.
So yeah.
What are you making? What's your income?
My income, building now, kind of post-recession, I'm making 67 to 70-ish a year just myself before the wife's income.
Sounds like you're both together going to have about $100,500 then. Okay.
Basically starting from this point forward with the wife's deal.
Yeah.
What I'm working on now is I had about $7 million owed on my subdivision, down to about $2.5 million as it's back going and getting things developed and sold and keeping the housing market going. So working to never, ever, ever be back in debt that much.
So you still have that.
Yes, still have that of business debt. So working through that with what I've got going for development-wise, it's got probably about $3.5 million once stuff is final platted in this spring. So we'll have that paid off, and knock on wood, have about $1 million and a half to show for it, depending on interest and taxes and all that great stuff.
Okay, so the properties are going to sell off at the current burn rate by spring, and you will be debt free and have cleared $1 million.
Yep.
Good. Way to go. That's quite a turnaround.
Yeah, that's quite the turnaround, and it still would have probably about 5 commercial properties debt free at that point that I could continue to sell, or the idea was to keep and put commercial businesses on them for lease, that kind of thing.
Are they paid for? Are they clear?
They would be by next spring, summer.
Okay, so they'll be clear. Okay.
Yep. So where I'm sitting today, and that's why I'm having to call to the debt guru here, is I've got a fellow that I've worked with for lots of years, built a commercial building in our subdivision, bought the lots from us, and built a commercial building. He's wanting to sell the building now, and I've been basically managing it for him. He wants to sell it to me, work as the bank, set up as a trust indenture, not a contract for deed. And I just am torn. I don't know if it's worth getting back in some form of debt again.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Haven't you had enough fun?
No, I guess I haven't. No, I mean, I definitely have had way too much fun.
Listen, I got a bunch of commercial property, and I own all of it free and clear, and life is good.
And life is good.
The last thing I want is a dadgum mortgage. I mean, I don't need a piece of property. I don't need a deal of any kind ever again bad enough to go into debt for it. So what's this property worth that this guy's wanting to sell you?
It's appraised at $1,380,000.
Well, can't you pay cash for it next spring?
Basically, and that's kind of the idea here.
Well, lease it with an option till next spring.
So, he wants to get rid of it now. He just wants to be done. He's moving out of the area.
Then you're not the buyer.
Okay.
If he wants to lease it to you till next spring with an option to purchase, I might give him a little money for that, to hold it until I've got the money. But I don't have the money, and so I'm not a player. Listen, it has cleaned up my life, Matt. My brain is so clean because it's a real simple transaction. I look at something, and if I have the money, I can buy it. If I don't have the money, I can't buy it because I don't borrow money.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I've done for 5 years.
And you cleaned up a whole dadgum mess that almost took you down, man. I mean, your head was in the noose, and you got your head out of the noose.
Yeah.
Don't stick it back in there.
Okay. Well, that's what I needed to hear because, I'm still an entrepreneur. I still see like a good deal.
I'm a real estate guy. I love a good deal, man.
Yeah.
I love a good deal. But there's no possible way I'm going back into debt. The definition of a good deal, it partly is, can I pay for it?
True.
And you're not ready. Yeah. Listen, I'll give you a bet, all right?
Okay.
I'll give you a 50% shot or greater that this guy waits till spring to sell it to you.
Okay.
I'll bet
you're probably right, because that's basically what my wife said too.
Yeah, you take an option on it. You run it for him till spring. You make him a sweet deal, and you cash out your deal, and you put the cash and go buy the property. If it's a great buy, Dave Ramsey Show. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show. You can do this. That really is the message. Whether you've got $270,000 in student loan debt or $27,000, whether you've got a $50,000 income or a $500,000 income. Marty's with us in Waco. Hi, Marty. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Yeah, man. I'm glad I could get a hold of you.
You too. Glad you're here, brother. How can we help?
Yes. So I started listening Thanksgiving last week, and I'm essentially starting my baby step journey. Last 2 years, I've kind of restarted my life twice, and I might have a son that's to be determined, hopefully by the end of the week. So I'm just trying to, finally get my head straight. And, I've been thinking about this even before, trying to establish a paternity. Anyways, get my head straight. And I've been making strides over the last few years, in my life. And just financial stability is a big thing that I still need to work on though.
When you say you've restarted your life twice over the last couple of years, what does that mean?
So I guess the long short story is I've been on my own since I was 12, went to the Marines, and I did 7 years, but as soon as I got in the Marines, I essentially went back to just being as frugal and humble as I was before because, didn't really have any major any formally trained skills that I could put on resumes and everything. But I finally found a job that was willing to give me a chance, and I've proven my salt. And then through that, I thought I found. Whenever I came to this job, I left my hometown of San Antonio.
Okay.
Was living on the side of the road for a month, so I finally got money to get a place. And then I heard of a job opportunity that was that did pay more back home. Went back home, but the cost of living hit me again.
Where's
and went through all my savings. San Antonio.
Back to San Antonio. Okay. So then, you've woke up and found yourself. Where are you living right now?
Here near Waco. I'm about 45 minutes from Waco.
Okay, and you got a good job?
Yes.
All right.
What do you make?
I work for the state, so.
Okay. What do you make?
$31,000.
Okay. And how old are you?
26.
Okay. So you're not homeless. You're stable. No. You got a sustainable situation.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like you got a girl pregnant.
Yes.
Okay. And you're waiting to hear about the paternity of the baby, which she is carrying, correct, or has been born?
A year and a half old now.
Okay. So, and you're just hearing about this. Why?
I'm not just hearing about this. Whenever we found out she was pregnant, soon after she broke up with me, and she avoided all my attempts to reach her so I could, attempt to be the father that I wanted to be. And yesterday after church, I decided I went by memory where her dad was. Luckily, I was able to find a place, and I was able to get back in touch with her, and she was finally willing to compromise. So yesterday we talked like, hey, I want to order a home paternity test, and which I'm going to order today.
Okay, I'm going to step in and call bullcrap on some of this. Okay?
Okay.
You have a legal right to your kid. Mm-hmm. And I want, whether she tries to block or not, I want there to be a record so that when
I already have records.
No. I want there to be a track record. Let me say it that way. So that one day when you sit down eye to eye, chest to chest with this young son, mm-hmm. I want you to be able to say, I fought for you. I went to the ends of the earth for you. I worked 4 jobs. Do what?
I have a manila envelope proving all the texts and
good.
recordings and stuff like that.
Now listen. Whether this paternity test proves true at the end of this week or not, you've been going halfway, okay? And it's time to fully step into who you are gonna be. Is that fair?
Yes, of course. And thankfully, I've refound religion recently, and that's, like I said, I've been making major strides in my life the last few years.
Good.
Becoming a better man.
Good.
So
Good.
So it sounds like you got a lot of things heading in a positive direction after a lot of circling the wagons back and forth. So
yeah, no doubt.
Good for you. I'm glad for you. Yeah, I'm proud for you. Good move. Yeah. So run this to ground. Find out with the paternity test whether this is yours. If it is yours, you're all in as a new dad, like you said, and like John said. You're going to make a record. You're going to insert yourself into the life of the child. And you're going to insert yourself into the life of this church, so you've got some good men walking along beside you and that can teach you things that you've been looking for since you were 12. You found a few of them in the Marines. You'll find the rest of them in the church, and which are skills on how to be a man. And you're learning that, and there's no harm, there's no shame in the fact that you're learning that now. The only shame will be is if you don't bother to play through and to learn it. And we'll help you with the money piece of it. If you'll hang on, I'm going to have the guys pick up, and we're going to sign you up for the best thing we have, which is Financial Peace University. It's 9 weeks long, and you can take the lessons on how to handle money like a grown-up, like a boss, and how to not only get out of debt, not only how to live on what you make, and start to address your career issues with Ken Coleman stuff if you want to as well. If you'll come around all the Ramsey stuff, we'll walk with you in all these different areas of your life. And
I'll give you a copy of Own Your Past, Change Your Future as well. Yeah, and I want you to read that book all the way through. We'll send you an audio link too, so if you're not a reader, you can listen to it while you're driving. Yeah, because
really there's so much to that idea right there in your situation. It is in everybody's life, but owning your past, say this is what happened, but it does not dictate my future.
That's right.
And change your future. So John's book will be in the mix as well that we give you. We're going to load you up with homework, buddy. It's all free. The only problem is now you got to go do all the work. And we're here to help you. Call anytime. Any of us will help you here with any part of this. But you're all in now. It's all looking forward, going forward. No more circling. Straight lines. Lots of straight lines. And lean into the guys at that church. Make them lean into your life and let them speak into you.
Charles is in my hometown there in Massachusetts. Charles, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hi, it's an honor to speak to you too.
You as well. How can we help?
Okay. I've screwed up my life. I know that. And I don't see any way out of it. I don't know how to even start or what way to go, but my student loans are $150,000 and they're not coming down. And my house mortgage is $120,000. And so since my house is less than my student loans, when you do the debt snowball, do I pay off the house first and then the loans? But either way, it's going to be years before I can even come close to paying off anything. And then How do you do something like that? I got kids at home. How do you do something like that and not find yourself singing Cats in the Cradle in a few years?
Well, Charles, who told you that your life is over?
Well, it's like I can try. I don't see any way of paying this off.
What's your income?
It's at least.
Let's put some facts on paper.
Okay, I take home. My household income is maybe $45,000 to $50,000, depending on if I can get overtime, and that's the most I've ever made in my life.
Okay. What do you do for a living?
I don't do. Right now, I'm a mechanic at a amusement park out here. And
Okay.
I was lucky that they gave me that job.
What's your degree in? You said you have 150 in student loans.
Yeah, I have a degree in elementary education and master's in school administration.
Okay, and how old are you?
And I'm 48. My wife's 53, and she's not able to work or drive or anything.
Does she have any disability income?
Yeah, she has a disability, but she gets about $100 a month in Social Security. That's all she was able to get. But my other daughter who lives with us is disabled, and she gets about $800 a month, so that's what's saving us, basically.
Well, Charles, you've called the right place. We like calls like this because we have seen thousands of people in situations like yours with 6 figures in debt get completely debt-free. So, first of all, your life is not over. You have not screwed up so bad that you can't come back from this. You absolutely can. We actually have a personality that joined recently who paid over $400,000 in debt off. And we've seen that multiple times. So I just want to encourage you that you are in the right spot. And if you're willing to fight for it, you can get out of this. And also just with the student loans, you said that it's 150 and it's not going to come down. I believe it's going to come down pretty quick. You're educated. I think your income potential is pretty high. Right now you're at 45 and 50, and I think we can really bump that up. But yeah, I think first just getting out of the mindset that this is too desperate of a situation to get out of. How does that feel to you? Do you feel like you can do this?
I think I can. It's just that when I look at the numbers, it would be like if I paid like $1,300 in my student loans, even that would take 30 years. If I pay $1,200, which is what my mortgage is, that's 30 years, and so I can pay $1,500 on my mortgage and be done in 15 years. So I was planning on doing that, but then it's like you have to work, gazelle speed and all that. But if you do that, it's like you become a workaholic, and then your kids are like, where were we? You paid off all your money.
The gazelle intensity is meant for a few years. It's not meant for decades at a time. And so, number one, we're going to send you Financial Peace University as well as Every Dollar. That's our proven plan, 9 lessons, the budget, the full kit and caboodle. Go through that. But I would not pay off the mortgage before the student loans. You can't bankrupt on the student loans. You can get rid of a mortgage by selling your house one day. You can't get rid of Sally Mae. And so I'm attacking that first. Save the house for baby step 6.
And let's send him from paycheck to purpose, because I think you need a bigger shovel. Let's get that income up so you can pay this off quicker.
Brought to you by CHM, a biblically based alternative to health insurance. Learn more at chministries.org/budget.
I just wrecked my father-in-law's car by hitting a moose up here.
Oh, no. And so much going on in that sentence.
Is that like a Tuesday in Alaska? Like, how often does this happen?
We literally have a sign on the side of the road that has a number counter saying how many times the moose has been hit. So
right. Wow.
I have added a number to that.
Okay. And did you kill the moose?
I broke its leg, and then the cops had to come, put it down, unfortunately. That's how it goes up here.
Terrible. All right.
It's the last frontier, that's for sure.
Hey, I got to tell you, George, you may not know this about me, but back when I was in my early 20s, I worked on a Senate race in Alaska and spent a summer campaigning in Alaska.
I did not know that.
And so you would see moose at nighttime just chewing on people's trees in their front yard. Like we see deer.
Are they a real nuisance over there, Randall?
Oh, yeah.
They really are, actually. Okay. I had 4 of them in my front yard the other day, and somebody else hit one of them and totaled their car. So it happens on a regular occurrence.
Well, we're very sorry about that, and I got to tell you, does the father-in-law know yet? Or are we the first to know? Oh, boy.
Okay. He knows.
Oof.
He knows, but it's the insurance that's making things tricky.
Well, so tell me about this. What's happening?
What's the deal with insurance?
This isn't the first car I totaled of his, but it was his car that he owned. I know. I'm a terrible son-in-law.
Maybe you should stop driving his cars. Let's start with
You're
this
the
part.
common denominator here. I'm not even blaming the moose anymore.
I think you guys might be right, but this instance, it was a little tricky because 2 years ago he bought the car because he was going to come up and visit me, the wife, and the kids, and he used it for 2 weeks, and he hasn't been back in the last 2 years, and so he told us we could drive the car as long as I maintain it and I, pay insurance on it.
All right.
But we put the car and titled it under my name and registered it in my name because I'm up here in the state, and if anything were to happen, I were to handle it.
Okay.
And so I have this insurance policy, and I expected this clunky $3,500 car to only get like a $3,000 payout, but for whatever reason, the insurance came back with a $10,000 payout. And
Great.
so it's a lot higher than expected, but I don't know who that money should go to. I kind of want the money, but it's kind of my father-in-law's car, but at the same time, I'm the title holder and I'm the insurance policy holder.
Which makes
so I'm not quite sure what to do.
Yeah, this is sticky, but I mean, legally, it's your car.
That's
because he signed the title over.
Process was going.
What was the agreement when you guys made this deal? Was it, hey, I'm going to pay you this much money eventually, or what?
It was, if I pay the insurance and maintain the vehicle, I can drive it. And then we just kind of laughed and went on with our way. We didn't really communicate about it.
Well, wait a second. At some point, he had to sign the title over to you.
Well, when he bought the vehicle, he never signed it over into his name. We just went to the DMV and signed it into my name.
But he paid for it in full?
Yes.
What did he pay for it?
$3,500.
Okay.
All right, so what's the conversation been with him now? Because I appreciate all this detail.
Was this a loan? Did he say, hey, I'm going to need this money back, but you're going to pay the insurance, it'll be in your name?
No.
It was just essentially a gift.
Unfortunately, he's not much of a communicator. He never said that it was ours and it was a gift, but he said we can use it, and we've used it like it's ours, and we've used it for 2 years, and he's used it for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but what is he saying now? We've established how this all happened. What is he saying now?
Now he is saying that he's the owner of the vehicle, and if I wanted a payout, then I should have bought the vehicle, but that's actually the scenario I tried posing to him is let me just buy the vehicle from you right now. And this was before I knew what the insurance payout was. Let me just buy it from you and make it
He
official.
is not entitled to the payout. If you want to give him the $3,500 that he put into it, that's fine. And let that be off your conscience. But I'm not going to give him a check for $10,000 while you're out of a car. You're going to be back in the situation again.
I was thinking.
He's going to buy you a car that you're going to have to maintain and own, yet he has these weird purse strings attached. I don't like this.
Let me ruffle your feathers some more, George.
I'm ruffled.
He started contacting the insurance agencies so that he could get updates and try to get the total amount disclosed to him behind my back. And he's the type that will, cut off ties.
Don't they have to verify identity? How does he even have access to talk to your insurance folks?
I'm not 100% sure, but the insurance has been sending him emails and discussing this policy with him. So I don't even know if this is kosher.
It's not. Well, first of all, this is a relationship mess.
Right.
And but I got to tell you, I'm very excited. George is ruffled. I'm fired up. And I'll tell you why. I always wanted to be one of those judges on TV. You know what I mean? When people come in and it's Judge Ken. And this is a Judge Ken kind of dream scenario to try to figure out, because you've got, on one hand, George, the father-in-law does buy the car with his money. And I'm going to make this up, but in natural law, that's his car. But
correct,
he goes to the DMV and literally lets Randall sign the title as though it's his. So legally, under the real law, it's Randall's car. Now, father-in-law wants the money. He sees a little windfall. That's my car. I'm letting you take care of it. He was the best of both worlds. I'm a good father-in-law. I got my daughter, sweet daughter. It's like you buying a car for me as loser husband down the road.
Oh, gosh. I don't want to think about that.
But, Randall, you aren't a loser at all, I don't think. Just kidding, Randall. So now you got the situation where he does this favor for you guys. but he wants you to handle the insurance. Now he wants the money. This is manipulative in every sense of the word. And Randall, this is a problem, but I'm bringing all this up and kind of laying it out here because you have one response. This is not your car legally. You let me use it. He's going to say, yeah, but you know what I did and I bought it and blah, 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 blah. And so you're going to have to come down to not what is right in the grand sense of the word, but what is right for your relationship going forward, unfortunately. And I think there's got to be a meeting in the middle, George, in order to make Thanksgiving
That's
bearable.
where I think the compromise is. I'm going to give him the money he paid in. That gets him out of this. Don't care what he feels like he's deserved.
I agree.
That's what I would do, Randall.
But
Has
know
your
that
wife
that's going
weighed
to be
in?
ugly.
What does Randall's wife think about this?
What does your
Has
wife
she talked
say?
to him?
She's too much like her father, and I told her she's not allowed to talk to her parents right now until I figure it out, because she might make the situation worse.
You told her she's not allowed to talk to her parents? This is a soap opera.
Until we figure it out.
No, you don't tell your wife she's not allowed to talk to her parents.
Well, I meant about the situation. I'm not going to refuse her from FaceTiming with grandma.
Oh, that's
kid.
kind of you.
Kind.
Ay, ay, ay.
We said our piece.
CHM isn't health insurance. It's a health cost-sharing ministry. Check it out for yourself at chministries.org/budget.
Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I kind of need some direction in terms of what to do next in my life financially. My parents recently went through a divorce, and so I kind of had to take over as like the main contributor to the household financially. I'm currently living with my mother and my younger sibling, so I'm kind of paying for mortgage, all the insurances.
Why is that? Why is mom not working?
No, she is. So, because, cost of living in California is insane. The way we set it up is I pay for, I want to estimate like 60 to 70% of my take home pay. And then the rest is made up by my younger sibling and my mother.
How old are you?
I'm 28 right now.
Okay. So when you say 60 to 70% of your income, tell us dollar-wise, how much money is this costing you every month?
I would say maybe around 28 to 3,000.
Okay, so you're spending $3,000 kind of paying the things that make the house go round. And explain to me again why mom is not contributing?
No, she is. But
how much is she contributing? If you're contributing that much?
Right now she's contributing maybe like 1,500.
And explain to me why that is?
Well, she doesn't really make much. So because I make the most in the household right now, so I wanted to, obviously.
So did she ask you to take on the brunt of this, or was this something you sort of stepped up and went, Mom, here's what I'm going to do?
Yeah, no, I definitely stepped up. I mean, it isn't fair for her to, or for me to force her to try and find a job out of nowhere.
The scary part is it's not fair for you to prop up a lifestyle that's not sustainable for them. Because let's say you go up and get married next year, you move out, you're not still paying all of their bills.
And how old's your sister?
My sister is 25. I guess to give a little bit more information, so in terms of the unsustainable lifestyle, it more or less is the reason she got a job is because if me and my sister were to contribute 100% of our take-home pay, we would be able to afford, all the groceries and, everything else to make to live. But because she, as a, wonderful mother that she is, she's like, oh, I don't want you or both of you to, not have any savings for the future. So she said, I'm going to get a job to do it. But because
objection, wait a minute. Let me jump in here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Couple quick questions. You guys live in Los Angeles, but it doesn't sound like it's for the reason of a career. Like nobody's like, listen, I started my firm here and now this is where I'm at. It sounds like you guys are kind of making ends meet, to use your terminology. Why are you still living in such an unsustainable, to quote you, an inexpensive area?
Well,
my dad's business was here, so we all moved here, and my mom does help with that. Even through the divorce, you know, it wasn't an ugly divorce. You know, now it was one of those situations where, you know, they got married, you know, out of, you know, necessity because they needed to help each other.
But that money's not filtering into your lifestyle now because they're now divorced and the 2 children are grown. So my question stands. It sounds like if this is an unsustainable situation for your mom, and I'm saying your mom because the 2 kids are grown, like you're grown, it sounds like she's got to decide where can she live that's not Los Angeles, California, and afford her lifestyle. Because here's my second part of this. You're 28, your sister's 25. Typically, the reason that somebody your age would say, hey, I'm living at home, is typically because they've got student loans, they've got bills, and it's cheaper for them to live at home than it is for them to maybe do something on their own. And in your case, that's not really the case because you're paying for your mom's life. And I understand that there's, you know, been something traumatic here with the divorce, but it still doesn't place that ball in your court. Do you see what I'm saying? And so I think all 3 of you have to go, what does my life look like? Where can I live where I can afford to be an independent person? Because do you have debt?
No, I have no debt.
You have no debt. There's nothing that stops you from saying, hey, I'm going to go a further radius out from, you know, Los Angeles, California, wherever that is. And I'm going to figure out where I can live to do a job that I can make more money doing and support my lifestyle. What are you earning now? And what is your job now?
I'm an analyst for a film studio, and I earn gross is around $80,000.
Okay, so that's great. That to me, $80,000, you're doing good. Like, there's got to be a life that you can have on $80,000. Is that fair enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Jacob, on my screen here, it says, how do I make enough to take care of my mom? Is that the ultimate question? Are you wanting to make more so she can stop working?
Yeah. She's working right now to help contribute, but obviously, you know, she's kind of, you know, getting up there in age. I don't know how to put that delicately, but because she,
how old is she?
Her first language. She's turning 60, but she does have some like health issues.
So what is her plan for retirement? Because right now it's going to stunt your growth as an independent person to just, well, I got to take care of mom for the rest of my life. I'm going to live at home. What if she lives to be 90? Now you're 58 and still propping up her life?
So
because she didn't prepare?
That's because that's the kind of situation I'm in. Like, she does kind of have like a very loose retirement plan. I don't think it's as structured as I would like personally.
What is it?
But
lay it out for me.
So she said that her plan is to, we'll still live in this house this condo that we have, and you know,
Wheel? Did you say wheel? Like all of you will still be living together for her retirement?
Yeah, no, my sister is planning to move out, and so it'll just be me and my mother. But,
okay.
You know,
this is not good. This is not good. This is not good.
Yeah, and I know it is not good, but yeah, once she is old enough to get Social Security, she said she plans on finding like one of those, like I guess like apartments or whatever that is like income based or like low income, something like that, and kind of live there. But I guess another piece of information is my parents do have a second property that's paid off, and they're getting like rental income. But because of the divorce, they were debating whether or not selling it or just splitting.
Do you know what it's worth if they were to sell it? What would they take to have to split?
I think collectively, if they sold it, they'd get maybe around $1 million.
Okay, so she'd get $500,000 and then have to take out fees and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Is she getting rental income right now from this property?
Yeah, right now. It's already been paid off for years, and they've been kind of...
How much is she making from that?
Now that it's split, she'll make around $1,000.
And then what is she making from her job?
Right now, she's in like elderly care, so I guess it's based off how many people she takes care of. She's only taking care of one person, so she earns around $1,500 net. But she says she is planning on, you know, assisting another person that would bring her income to maybe
Listen, I don't mean any harm. You got to separate yourself from the situation. This is going to pull you under, dude.
You're going the opposite direction by saying, I'm going to work more so mom doesn't have to work.
Yeah.
Because that becomes enabling. And you're going to have to keep that up for the rest of your life. Because mom's not going to up and get a job 10 years from now if you decide to move out.
Right. And right now you're paying, like to your point, you're paying 60 to 70% of the household expenses. She has no reason And in her mind, the plan is your sister can go on along, but you're going to live with me until I'm done. And that really puts you in a bad position. If I were your mom, I would be talking to ex-husband. I'd say, we need to sell this property because I need this $500,000 and I need it in my nest egg so it can grow for me for the next 10 years.
And she still has to work for the next 10 years.
That's right. Oh my goodness.
So Jacob, we're basically telling you to do everything opposite the way you're headed right now. And it's because we care for you. We care for your mom. We want her to have a great life. And currently her loose retirement plan is going to end up stunting your growth for the next decade or 2 or 3. And so we need to end this codependence right now. Otherwise, it's going to hurt both of you in the long run. So sorry to hear that, man.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.
Rusty is kicking us off. He's in Mansfield, Ohio. Rusty, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, thanks for having me. Thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely.
So I'm getting ready to graduate college here in May, and I'll be a pharmacist once I pass my boards. I'm 36. My wife's 32. I have a whole bunch of student loan debt, about $342,000 in student loan debt.
Whoa.
I have about 9,000 in credit cards. We have about 34,000 tied up in cars. And then I have a personal loan from a family member, which kind of includes a house. They put down their house as collateral with a balloon loan. So we've just been paying the interest to kind of live here.
Oh, jeez. How much is that?
Plan. The house was only $51,000, but in total with other money I owe her, it's about $98,000.
So what's the total debt that you owe?
$482,000.
Oh, Rusty, how are you feeling? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
I'm more worried than you
I
are.
started listening to your show about a year ago, and I felt like I needed to pursue the pretty big shovel because I was almost done with school. So I have a job lined up. I'll start.
How much are you gonna be making?
I pass my boards. I'll be making $108,000. And I have a job that'll be 7 days on and 7 days off. So I plan on picking up another job.
Good.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. Okay.
And is that your household income or is there more money?
My wife brings home about $450 a week. So.
What is she doing?
Well, what does that pan out to? What do you think she'll make this year?
She just started this job a few months ago, so I'm going to say maybe around 30 to 35, somewhere in that range.
What is she doing?
She's a customer service rep for a company.
Okay. Is that full-time?
Yes.
Okay. Do you guys have kids?
We do not. That's something else I kind of wanted to throw in there. So we have issues, so we'll probably have to do like an IVF if we want to have kids.
Okay.
So I wasn't sure if where that would fit in either, because we're getting kind of older and it's coming towards that time or not at all. So
totally.
Wow. So how can we help today?
I just kind of need a plan of, I guess, where to start. So the house doesn't have to be refinanced for another 3 to 4 years before they call for that balloon loan. So I wasn't sure if I should pay on other stuff for 3 years or so.
Can you get out of this house situation?
Yeah. Is it the house that you're living in that has the mortgage and the loan and everything, or is it the family members?
So, my mother put her house as collateral for this house because this house is technically worth a little bit more. So, it's her house that is on the line, I guess.
And how much do you have left? How much is left on the house?
Oh, we've just been paying the interest, so the whole amount.
Oh. Rusty, you're going to have to get...
How much will it sell for?
I honestly don't know.
Because here's the deal, Rusty. Y'all are...
2017.
Say again?
We got it in 2017, so it's been a little while. I'm sure it's probably in this market went up a little bit, but...
Yeah, probably has. So here's the thing, Rusty. You're in kind of a extreme situation with everything going on and the amounts of debt, which means in order to make movement, you're going to have to make some extreme moves. And we don't always recommend selling a home and that kind of thing. to get out of debt, because for some people it's like, hey, you got $12,000 of credit card debt, and we're like, awesome, cut everything and pay it off as fast as possible. But it's a substantial amount, almost $500,000. And so if you want to start making some big moves, that's where I'm going to start looking first and foremost. It's like, where are the places that we can make some drastic moves? And I know you guys want a family in the future, and that's amazing. And we can definitely talk about that later on in this call. But like, you don't have kids right now. Nothing's tying you down to this house. Like, I would start eliminating stuff in your cars. You got $34,000 of car debt. How is that between both cars, or is that?
Yes. Yeah, that's between both.
Between both cars.
What are the cars worth?
So we owe about a little over 10,000 on one. It's probably worth about 12 or 13, and then we owe about 23.7 on the other one, and it's about worth 25 or 26.
Okay. Well, man, if I'm in your shoes, I'm feeling a sense of urgency, and I'm going, we are selling these cars tomorrow, and we're going to drive beater cars. We are selling this house next month, and we're going to live somewhere that we can afford.
In a one-bedroom,
and we're
tiny apartment. I'm talking, yes, making these extreme.
This is an emergency situation.
And the $9,000 credit card debt, all of it. So like, Rusty, yes, what George is saying, and I totally agree with, like, there needs to be this sense of, okay, in order to make a dent in $500,000 of debt, we got to just make some moves. And so that's right, selling the car, selling the house, and then mapping out a game plan. So you're going to make $108K a year, but then that's every other week. So finding a job ASAP of what you can do every other week. Your wife's making $35,000 in this market. Honestly, I think she can make more. I would be looking for a different job. Like, I would be be making huge lifestyle changes, because when you do that, what's going to end up happening is you're going to have all this other margin to throw at the debt. You guys are going to be living on nothing. Everything's going to be going towards that. Because if you're not making these types of decisions, you're going to be in this for a really long time. And your pattern so far, Rusty, not to shame you, but your pattern so far of the decisions you guys have made with the credit card debt, the car loans, your mom taking out, collateral on her house with a balloon mortgage, like, your whole mindset has to shift. Like, you have to have this realization, what we've done has not worked. So we're actually going to have to do the opposite of everything I thought I was going to do with money. And so you and your wife together, like, making this, because what I would do too is, and sorry, George, you can jump in, but like, is having your why. What's your why? And for you guys to start a family. And yes, and we've had close, dear friends go through this process, multiple friends go through the IVF process, and it's long, it's exhausting, it's strenuous, it's sad. I mean, there's all that emotion, and then obviously the prayer of being able to have a family on the other side of that. I want that to be your why, like sacrificing so majorly to say, over here is what we want our lives to be. And in order to do that so well, as stress-free as possible, with as much money in the bank, these are the decisions we have to make.
Yeah, and make sure you're cash flowing that IVF treatment. Don't go into debt for it, which means we got to clean this thing up and use that why. Listen, your life at this rate is going to suck for 10 to 20 years. I don't want that for you. I want it to suck for 2 years, because you got gazelle intense, you sacrificed, you did everything you could for your family, for that future kid. That's what I want for you, Rusty. I'm going to gift you 1 year of Ramsey Plus. I want you and your wife to go through all the Financial Peace University videos, get a game plan, get on the every dollar budget, and start attacking this thing with a vengeance, because your life depends on it.
Betsy is with us in Asheville, North Carolina. Hi, Betsy. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, thanks so much for taking my call, and I'm absolutely going to get a Gazelle card.
Well, thank you. Woo! I love it. How can we help today?
Yeah. You've changed my life, but I think it might be too late for me, and I needed to kind of tell you that I've been more fortunate than a lot of people. I've blown through many thousands of dollars. I've had big chunks of money from various things, inheritances, whatever. And basically, I am 66 years old. I sold my business 4 years ago for $200,000. And I sold a house. I'm now renting very cheaply. And I have about $200,000 still. And I'm living on $600 to $700 a month, because I live very cheaply. But I wanted to give you the numbers and have you laugh at me and say, no, you're not going to make it. Because my core values are freedom and independence. And it petrifies me to think that I won't have financial, stability. And I'm unable to work because of a neurological condition where I can't be upright very often. So should I just give you the numbers?
Yeah, that's fine. Sure.
Okay. I invested $100,000 a year ago in a local commercial lender. They do alternative lending to people that don't go through traditional banks, and that's a guaranteed 8% a year. So that $100,000 has turned into $108,000. I put $45,000 into Vanguard last year when I first found you guys, and it's down to $38,000. Of course, I'm not selling it, but that hurts. It's basically a wash on what I made from the other investment. I have my IRAs are about $17,000, and my cash is about $19,000. Mm-hmm. So somewhere between I don't know the add up of that, but I go through my expenses and my budget every month, and I say, okay, $600 a month divided by $18,000 divided by $600 a month. Oh, good, I can live 24 more months on that before I have to tap into my investments. But am I just living a pipe dream? Am I going to be if I can really stick to a budget?
Are you not collecting Social Security?
Oh, that I don't even include that because that actually pays my rent. It's a wash. I get $1,000, I pay $1,000. So basically, I spend $600 out of my savings a month, 6 to 7 out of savings.
I see. Okay.
And my Social Security will be going up, of course, but you know.
And you're making $8,000 on one investment, and the other investment, because the market's down, is down right now.
Yes.
Okay. And tell me again what you put in Vanguard again.
I put $45,000 in. I put $15,000 in the what's the one that you have a minimum of $15,000, like the silver or the I've got some word for it. Is in that, and $30,000 is.
So you only have $150,000? I thought you told me you had $200,000.
No, I have almost 200. I have 108 plus the original 45.
Right.
Let's just call it that.
Yeah.
And then in my savings, I've got 19.
Oh, I see.
And
for
in my
your emergency
IRA,
fund.
yeah.
For your emergency fund.
Yeah, and my IRAs, I've got 1,700.
Okay.
I mean 17,000.
Okay.
And I'm trying to see if I can live on $600 to $700 a month and stretch it out till I'm like, I'm 66. So, I mean, I don't want to get married.
Did
I don't
you
want
say
to be in a
5'6" or 6'6"? You're
6'6".
What?
I'm 66.
66. That's what I heard the first time. Okay.
I'll be 6.
Good.
Yeah, I'll be 67 next month.
Okay. All right. Well, yes, you're going to make it, and no, it's not a pipe dream, and no, it's not all come to an end. It's the worst possible year to have this conversation with Vanguard going the wrong direction, which is an unusual thing. I don't know exactly what you put that in, but if you're just in a good growth stock mutual fund, it would be down this year. The market's down.
Yeah.
And most years it's up. It's an unusually bad economy that we're in. And a lot of reasons for that, but that's not the purpose of this call. So
right. And I'm hoping by next year we see a turnaround.
Yeah, because I'm going to go early vote this afternoon just to make sure we do. But but anyway, well,
Can I just insert one more thing?
Sure.
I come from a family of such spenders that it's really hit me this month that I've still been spending too much, and so now I'm
$600 a month is too much?
No, I spent $2,000 in September.
Oh, so you're not sticking to your budget?
I am now.
Okay.
But no.
Okay.
That's
well,
why
I mean, whatever budget you set, you have to put that into your projections, and then if you don't stick to it, you screw up your projections.
Right.
So that's a third variable that you've added now. And yeah, I will say you got to do that, or you whatever. I mean, because I don't care if you make $50,000 a month and you spend $60,000, you still got a pipe dream, right?
Definitely.
So that's the thing. So I would tell you this: I want you to sit down with a SmartVestor Pro and stir this portfolio a little and see if we can't make it do a little better over the long haul.
Okay.
I don't know that it would do better on the short haul. If you had done what I told you to do, like with the money, if you'd done that 2 years ago, you might be worse off right now than you are right now because the market's down, and I'm 62, and I'm 100% invested in the market. I mean, in terms of I hadn't pulled anything out, but in a little different situation. So yeah, I think sitting down with Smart Vista Pro, sticking to your budget, then lay your projections out. But I think overall, you probably can do better than either one of these investments, but not a ton. And then the third thing I would tell you is this. I had a perfectly normal conversation here with you for 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes. So there is some things you can do.
Even if it's just a few hours a day or a week.
Even if it's just finding something online that you sell stuff on eBay, whatever it is you're able to do with the limitations that you have with the medical process you're facing, I'm still going to find something I can do. Because here's the thing. If you add $1,000 a month to this by working 5 hours a week doing something online, or on the phone or something, you change this situation dramatically. $1,000 a month changes your whole math picture with the numbers you're giving me because they're so small. And so I'm going to think about what you can do within the limitations. I'm not trying to say you've been lazy or something. You're certainly not that, but you're very articulate, very quick, very intelligent on the phone. So that means there's things you can do.
Yeah. And if this year you were able to live off $8,000, maybe with compound interest, next year we shoot for $9,000 and then $10,000. And over the next 10 years, as that money continues to grow and you continue to live on a budget, we can make this work. But right now, it might be tight for this year.
Yeah. But overall, is there hope? There's hope because you're breathing, and there's hope because you're paying attention.
It's not too late.
And if you pay attention and you keep breathing, then you're there. Steve's with us in Montgomery, Alabama. Hi, Steve. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. Thank you so much for taking my call. I've been listening to you for so many years, and I finally hit rock bottom, and I need your help.
Okay.
I've been in the Army now for 20 years, and I'm going to be retiring in 2 years. And my family and I are in Chapter 13 bankruptcy. When we were in Washington State, we were full-time RVers, and we fell into buying a brand new fifth wheel that was $100,000, and it ended up being a lemon. And because we're military and have, Alabama driver's license, Oregon plates, bought it in Washington, et cetera, a lawyer told me that lemon law wouldn't work, and our best thing was Chapter 13. So we're 21 months into our Chapter 13, and we have $32,000 left in the bankruptcy. I have.
Did you surrender the trailer?
Yes, we surrendered it.
Okay.
But they missed the deadline, so they didn't get any money.
So you surrendered the trailer, and there's no. They missed the deadline to file under the Chapter 13.
That's correct. And
for any deficit on the repossession. I see. Okay.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. All right. So the $32,000 that's in the Chapter 13 is what?
It's my wife's car and my truck, and then 4 credit cards.
What do you owe on the car and the truck?
On the car is $18. On my truck is $9, and then on each of the credit cards is $4,000.
$5,000 is not vehicles. The rest of it's all vehicles.
That's correct.
So what's your household income?
So gross is $90,000. I'm active duty Army and everything, and I've just been horrible with money. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I've been a multi-tour deployments, and money's huge while you're deployed. Spend, and I've realized my mistakes. I'm sick and tired of living paycheck to paycheck and just wondering where's the money at.
Well, thank you for your service, and
yes, sir.
I appreciate that you're ready to turn this around. So
yes, sir.
What you could do is, do you have any money saved now that you've been in this for 22 months?
Nothing at all.
Okay. All right. I would run a Kelley Blue Book on both of these cars and see what in this ridiculous car market what they're selling for, it's possible you could sell them for enough to get out of them.
Okay.
And if you did that, you could voluntarily dismiss the 13. You would only have $5,000 in debt left, making $90,000. Now, we quickly got to get you a couple beater cars that you pay cash for to drive around till you get this behind you. But if you had 2 beater cars that you paid a couple $1,000 each for, right quick, you release this. You sell these cars,
yes, sir.
And then you dive on the credit cards and get them paid off. I think you're free and you're completely debt free and you're ready to start your life fresh. And you're out of the bankruptcy.
Yes, sir.
But the cars would have to sell for enough to get you out of them.
Right. Okay.
They might sell for more.
Yeah, they probably would down here in this market. Because
what are the cars, real quick? While you're talking to Dave, I want to do some research.
Yes, sir. The truck is a 2009 Dodge Ram 3500 that was used to pull the fifth wheel.
Okay. What's the car?
And the car is a 2016 Toyota RAV4. It's pretty high up on the options list.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna go even further now. I'm gonna guess that when you look these things up, you can sell them for enough to completely pay off all of your debt and have a little money in your pocket. I'll bet you they bring more than $5,000 total than you owe. And then we got to get you a couple of little dinky butt cars of some kind to get around it for just a little while. But if you make $90,000 and you're on a Ramsey budget and we show you how to handle money in Financial Peace University and you don't have a payment in the world, you're going to be just fine.
Yes, sir.
You're going to quickly be able to get better cars and pay cash for them.
Yes, sir. And that's what I want to get to.
Would you and your wife sacrifice these cars?
I know that I would, and I believe I could justify it to her because she's taken on the entire role of making the family function financially, and she does the lion's share, and I wonder how in the world she does it.
And she's tired. Okay.
And she's
here's what we're going to do. There's one last thing you got to do that I do not know the answer to, and you hear me clearly. You have to get the answer to this question. If you step out of this bankruptcy with a voluntary dismissal, can the old fifth wheel company come after you for the deficit then? Are you stepping out from under the shield of bankruptcy? I'm not sure if they can or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
If they could come after you for $40,000 because we suggest you file early voluntary dismissal on this bankruptcy, then you're not going to do that. Okay. So you got to make sure they don't come around and take your head off after we take you out of this, because basically you have a force field around you called bankruptcy protecting you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and if you let that force field down, we don't want the fifth wheel people to shoot at you. Okay.
Yes, sir. So I should talk to my lawyer and have
talk to your lawyer and find out if you sell the cars and voluntarily dismiss and get out of the bankruptcy and clear up all your debt. Does that leave the fifth wheel people open to come after you? I don't know the answer to that question. I think it might. And that's what's scaring me. So what'd you find, Ken?
That you got a 2016 Toyota RAV4 anywhere from 103,000 miles for $20,990 or one with 88,000 miles, $24,990. I went a little on the higher miles.
Did you get the
I didn't get the Ram, the 2009.
It's more than 9,000. So yeah. I'm right.
You're absolutely right.
They can clear their bankruptcy completely by selling these two cars and can go get you a couple of beaters. It's exactly what I do, but not if they're going to do this. Now, hang on. Kelly's going to sign you guys up for Financial Peace University, you and your wife, as our gift to say thank you for your service, and it's time for you to change your life, Steve. Dell is with us in Kansas City. Hi, Dell. How are you?
Dave, this is a thrill. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Certainly. And what is your net worth?
Well, Dave, I am 53 years old, and I can't even believe I'm saying this, but I am worth about $22 million.
Goodness gracious. Okay, break that down for me, the big numbers.
Dave, 98% probably is in real estate. When I was about 22 years old, I started buying income-producing real estate, and I've stuck with it. I've learned it. I've learned everything about it, and I've I love it. I'm passionate about it. Every chance I get, I tell friends and family what I've done. I try to teach
So $20 million worth of real estate. What's the other $2 million?
Oh, my personal houses, which I guess is real estate, vehicles and, that kind of stuff.
So do you have retirement accounts of any kind?
Very minimal, probably $100,000 in some type of...
So it is truly a pure real estate portfolio. Wow.
It is.
Pretty cool. And what's your degree in?
Dave, I was lucky to get out of high school, and that is an honest... being honest there, I graduated in the very bottom of my class. I do have a couple years in junior college. I studied mostly business classes. And
what was your GPA in high school?
You know what? It's been 30-some years ago. I have no idea. But
low.
It was low. It was low.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. So I am guessing when I get to this debt question, you're going to tell me you did borrow money to create wealth, that you're going to say you borrowed money on this real estate.
Dave, I can tell you, when I started out buying real estate, I use creative financing. I never would have dreamt of buying automobiles or stereos or clothes or vacations with debt, but I have to say I did, and I still do today, buy income-producing real estate with debt, but I'm very careful about it.
Got it.
Again, I wouldn't
it's worked. I mean, you killed it. Your $22 million net worth's real at 53. So what's your highest household income year?
Oh, in the last couple years, my tax return is floating right about $1 million a year.
Okay, and that's rental income.
Yes, sir.
All right, hold on. When we come back from the break, I got a couple more questions for you. You're off the charts one here. You're an outlier, and I want to learn from you. This is pretty cool. Very nice. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. We talk to all kinds of millionaires who made their money in the music business, millionaires who are famous, millionaires who aren't, millionaires who borrowed money, millionaires who didn't, millionaires who bought new cars, millionaires who didn't, millionaires who graduated from high school, millionaires who have a PhD. We talk to all kinds of millionaires because all we care about is, you're a millionaire, how'd you do that? And even if it doesn't necessarily line up with Dave Ramsey says this or Chris Hogan says this, it doesn't matter. We're learning from real millionaires how they really did it. And Dell is in Kansas City. He really did it, buying real estate with debt, and has a $22 million net worth, which means if you have debt, that means your real estate's worth a lot more than that, right, Dell?
Yes, sir.
What's your real estate worth total?
I don't know, to be honest with you. My debt's about $13 million. So
then that would be those two added together, right?
$40 million.
I mean, it would be $35 million, right?
Yes.
Because 35 minus 13 is 22, if that's your net worth, right?
Yes, sir.
Unless I'm missing something. Okay. So you did creative financing, and you've got a little bit of debt, but your debt is less than 30% of your net worth. You have a 70% equity position, right?
Yes, that's true.
Has it always been that way, or have you worked up to that?
I've worked up to that. When I first started, I'd put down I was broke, so I'd put down the least amount of possible. I'd buy a little single-family house and rent it for the most possible. I'd work on the darn thing, and a couple years later, I'd refinance, take that cash, and I'd buy something bigger. So these days, I strictly buy high-rise type apartment buildings. No more single-family stuff. I'm hands-on. I work 40 or 50 hours a week. I have a great team behind me, a team of an attorney, an accountant, a realtor, an architect. I treat them good. I pay their bills on time. I give them referrals, and in turn, they treat me good.
How much money of this $22 million did you inherit?
Not a penny. Not a penny.
Okay, cool.
I think I'm a true rags to riches type of guy. I come from what I would call a poor family, I guess. My family wasn't in real estate, and when I started, that was pre-internet. So I educated myself by going to the library. I'd read real estate books. I'd read them over and over and over, and it just clicked with me, Dave. And I had what I call my light bulb moment. I had some goals I wanted to reach, and one day a light bulb went off, and I thought, real estate is how I'm going to achieve these goals. And I was always big about making written goals. I always say, if your goal's not written, it's a dream. And I wanted goals. And when I was in my 20s, I said, I'm going to meet these goals. And I did it, and I haven't looked back, and I'm still to this day passionate about real estate. I love to talk about it. I love to, teach my friends about it.
Chris, there's that intentionality we were talking about again.
It really is.
The written goal, the laser focus.
And going in and reading, Dave, he's pursuing knowledge.
Is that what you would tell people now, Dell, if you were talking to a millennial and they said, oh, you can't be a millionaire now, you have to inherit all your money? What would you tell them?
Dave, I would tell them to get some written goals. I would tell them to find what they're passionate about. I would tell them to learn everything they can about that and to not stop learning. I would tell them to build that team. I would tell them to live today like nobody, so that tomorrow, you know the rest of it.
That sounds familiar, Dale.
Live like no one else, so later you can live and give like no one else. Way to go, Dale. Congratulations.
Again, Dave, not an accident.
No, none of these are accidents. Thanks for joining us, America. We're glad you are here. Dan is in York, Pennsylvania. Hi, Dan. How are you?
Good. How about yourself, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Hey, I'm calling to get your opinion or your thoughts on network marketing or multi-level marketing, namely the company Amway.
Okay. All right. They're the oldest, and I guess they're probably still the largest. They've been around forever.
The last I heard, they were like number 37 or number 38 in entrepreneurial companies.
Oh, total companies or MLMs?
I heard entrepreneurial companies, so it might be a multi-level company.
I don't know how you measure what an entrepreneurial company is. Mine might be an entrepreneurial company, and we're not an MLM, so I'm not sure about that. I know Amway's probably the oldest. They used to be the largest. I'm not sure if they've dwindled down or not. But anyway, they're kind of set the standard back in the day. Okay, like when I was a kid. So how old are you?
I am actually going to be 24 next week.
Okay. And what do you want to do with your life? When you're 50, what do you want to be doing?
I want to be retired.
Okay. You want to be doing nothing?
Well, not doing nothing, but I'd like to pursue some kind of teaching career and music. I'm a drummer. I've been playing my drums the whole life, and that's really what I'd like to do with as a living.
Okay. So you would love to be a professional drummer and make $1 bazillion doing that if you could just write your own script right now?
Sure.
Okay. That's what I'm asking. Multi-level is selling. And the people that make good money in multi-level, like $100,000 a year or more, are sales managers and recruiters. What you do for a living, if you're making six figures in a multi-level or a network marketing program, is you are recruiting people, training them, and replacing them because the fallout is huge.
Right.
Because by and large, they hire people who are not people that want to be salespeople, and most of them don't make it. So your turnover is very, very high, and you are constantly recruiting, hiring, training. Recruiting, hiring, training. If that's what you want to do for a living for the next 10 years, multi-level network marketing could very well lead you into a six-figure income, and you would be in control of your destiny. That's the good news. The bad news is it doesn't sound like that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I was really hoping to do it as kind of as a part-time job as I'm working full-time and my wife's working full-time. To kind of propel ourselves through the baby steps.
Okay. Here's the thing. The way they pitch the stuff in network marketing is you see becoming wealthy and retired, because you actually mentioned that earlier.
Right.
When I asked where you want to be, I want to be retired. You saw yourself as wealthy doing multi-level. You don't accidentally part-time turn a multi-level thing into $1 million.
Right.
It doesn't just like you show up and you go get 3 of your friends in this thing and it turns into $1 million. It's 7 to 10 years of very hard work as a master recruiter, trainer, and manager of salespeople. Those are the people that make 7 figures. I've got several friends that make $1 million a year. And I've got like 1,000 or 2,000 or 10,000 people that I've met that were in it for 3 months and are not anymore. Okay? But I actually know more than 5 people in network marketing that have made $1 million a year at one time or another. But they didn't do that part-time, and they didn't do that part-time for 3 years and then full-time for 2 years. They became professional motivators, professional sales trainers, professional managers and hirers of salespeople, and they have rhino thick skin because people come and go every 20 minutes.
Right.
And they don't get their feelings hurt when everybody's mad and turning over. They just go get another one. And that's that business. There's nothing evil or wrong with the business, but if you think you're going to hire 3 people and they're all 3 going to be with you 10 years from now, you are kidding yourself. In any business, for that matter, but multi-level for sure. Okay? I got 700 folks working here. I've got 30 of them that have been with me more than 15 years out of 700. And I got probably 400 that used to work here sometime during the last 25 years that don't work here anymore. So and that's a traditional business model. That's not a high turnover business model. That's where I'm actually paying people a salary. They don't have to sell anything. They just show up and get money. Right. And so it's a different thing. So you got to decide what you want to do. And if this is in line with your career goals and with your personality style and what you want to do for a living, and you don't mind high rejection, and you don't mind motivation, and you don't mind turnover, and you don't mind that stuff, you can do very well at this. And again, I've got some friends that are just over the hill over here. I got a friend that is a whatever they call them, a double black diamond or whatever it is in Amway. Mm-hmm. And he's made $1 million a year in Amway for years, and does very, very well. But, for every one of those, there's 10,000 that stayed 2 months and left and made all their friends mad.
Right.
And so because they call on all their friends and try to sell them something they didn't want or something like that. I don't know. So have some class if you're going to do it. And if you're going to do it, lean into it and say, this is going to be my career. As a part-time job, look at it and just go, okay, what's the typical person make in 3 months? And get some real numbers. Not what you can make if you're a superstar, but what does a typical person make in 3 months? You probably can make more driving Lyft.
Right.
Probably. But, yeah. Check it out for yourself. If you're good, you may have a good little salesman down inside that drummer. I don't know. I'm not going to talk you out of it. I'm just saying, don't just say, oh, I'm going to go make some money because these people all make money that I'm talking to, because that's not the way it works. There's a particular skill set that you will develop or have to become wealthy in that world. And there's nothing wrong with it at all. But teachers got in this, and an old teacher got in this. And look what this old teacher made. Well, that old teacher, they're not being a teacher anymore. They became a sales manager. And, this guy used to be he used to be a construction worker. And look what he's doing now. Well, he's not a construction worker anymore. Now he's a sales manager. That's what he does for a living. And, so when they put up the examples of, quote, regular people, unquote, who become wealthy, they did not use regular people's skill sets to become wealthy. They use the skill set necessary to grow that particular business. And a construction worker can become an IT professional if they want to be. A teacher can leave and become a doctor if they want to be. You can change careers and become successful in another career. And that's what's happened there. It wasn't that, this teacher used to make, $42,000 a year, and now look, they make $420,000 a year. Yeah, well, they're not a teacher anymore. They're a sales manager. That's what they do. And high turnover situation. So that's what you're facing. And Amway family's good people. They're good folks around there. They lead a lot of people to the Lord. They're strong Christians, most of them. So I'm not mad at them, but you just need to know what you're getting in on and what it's going to take for you to succeed and whether it fits your goals long term. Is this your career goal or not? This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I'm 63. My husband is 60. We've been married 36 years, and most of our marriage has been full of debt. Right now, we have about $44,000 in credit card debt. We have an $800 truck payment, $200,000 between the two of us in student loans, and I just feel we have no retirement whatsoever except our home. And so
help me with how you have $200,000 in student loans at 64 years old.
Oh, we're late bloomers.
Yeah. Well, who's the doctor?
I know. My husband felt the need to go and get 2 master's degrees. He's a teacher, and I'm a teacher. And so we got a late start, probably in our mid-50s. And I taught, I'm teaching wonderful.
So one of them was not in math?
No, I know. No.
Wow.
So what are your incomes between the two of you with these degrees and these careers?
So between the both of us, I added it up. Take home only is $5,635 a month.
Okay.
Wait a minute. You make $60,000. You make $30,000 a piece, and he has 2 master's degrees.
Well, yes. In teaching, it helped him make more money, but our debt just seems to.
No. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You don't make anything. Teachers that have 2 master's degrees should each be making 60. What are you doing? Are y'all working in a preschool?
Hey, George here in the control booth, and I bet you're wondering what they're going to say next. Get out of debt, sell the horse, yada, yada, yada. The advice may be predictable, but the internet is anything but. You see, your personal info is out there, up for grabs by shady companies ready to add more scam and spam to your life. And that's why I use Delete Me. Delete Me will scrub your data from all of these sites so that you can focus on The Ramsey Show instead of who's buying and selling your info. And Ramsey fans get 20% off at joindeleteme.com/Ramsey or by using the link in the description below. So go take control of your privacy as soon as this call is over.
Are y'all working in a preschool?
No, he's teaching high school, and I'm teaching middle school.
So that was your take home. What is it before that? Are you taking a bunch out of your check?
Oh, well, for the credit card debt, I don't even know how much it's taking out of that.
It's doing it automatically?
Oh, you're paying the truck payment and the credit card debt, and you're putting money in retirement, and you got all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And you're getting a tax refund too, probably.
Right.
Okay, so you might be making $120. So what do you owe on the truck?
Right. Oh goodness, about $34,000, which
Sell
is
it.
about what it's worth.
Oh yeah, sell that today.
Sell it.
That's the problem. I don't think my husband's willing to sell it.
Then I don't think I can help you.
Does he know that you have? Does he feel that you guys have a financial problem?
I've kind of hidden it from him, so that's my fault. That's my fault.
So
yes, that's
if you told him today, hey, we have $44,000 in credit card debt and $200,000 in student loans, that would be a light bulb moment for him. He doesn't know that.
It would, and if I may let
Wait a
you
minute,
guys
he
know,
picked
'cause I
up the
haven't told you
truck.
yet.
He drives it. He didn't think that Santa Claus brought it. And he picked up the 2 master's degrees. He didn't think Santa Claus brought those.
Very true. But
Okay. He may not know the exact numbers, but he knows he has made a mess, and he knows it.
And I feel like I've allowed him to because when his dad died, he gave him $100,000. But
listen, you're both complicit because you're married, right? You're both in on this. It's just the level, whatever the level of denial is, or the level of, you know what I'm saying? So you're both in on it. You know, we can go back and forth on who did what and who knows what, but you're both in on it. So I would say,
both of you are required to fix it.
yes.
And if he does not want to buckle down and clean up the mess that, by and large, he is responsible for. It was his choice to buy a truck. It was his choice to go to school and get degrees that have not monetized. These were his choices. And so now at 60 years old, he gets to be a man.
Mm-hmm.
And own his choices and go, my family is in jeopardy. I've got to sell my truck.
Mm-hmm.
Your family is in jeopardy. He has to sell his truck, by the way. This is not an option.
this is why he won't sell his truck, because when his father died, he inherited a cabin in Colorado that's free and clear. It's worth about $500,000, and so he doesn't want to sell the cabin because it's emotional. You know, his dad's memory is tied to it.
What's that got to do with the truck?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I mean, you linked it. I'm asking that as a real question. Is there a link, or?
Oh, he feels that once we sell the cabin someday, that he'll be able to pay the truck off. And
okay, you got a choice. Friday, one of them goes up for sale. You decide.
Okay.
It sounded like the cabin had way more sentimental value. When I look at this, I go, okay, the truck, you're not even upside down. You get rid of that today. Do you have any money saved anywhere, Liquid?
We have we have $30,000 in our checking account, but I don't want to pay anything off with that because that's my security nest over the summer when he doesn't get paid.
Okay. Oh, but you guys make enough throughout the year.
Yeah, work in the summer
And
when
I
you
don't
don't
know
get paid.
where it goes. Okay.
Work in the summer when you don't get paid. That's what other teachers do.
2 homeworks. First homework is you got to have a budget. If you don't know where your money, when you said that, I said, okay, they don't have a budget. There's no plan for the money. So you're downloading Every Dollar Tonight. Second homework is when you go to open up Every Dollar Tonight because you've already downloaded it, you sit with your husband and say, we have a crisis. And I don't know if you know it, but here's what it is. And you start laying out those numbers and say, I have a solution. And you've got to open up the lines of communication tonight.
There's a couple of things we can do. We can either sell your truck and buckle down and get on beans and rice and both take extra jobs, or we can talk about selling the cabin now. We cannot stay on the trajectory making the stupid butt decisions we've been making for the last decade and have anything but Alpo for retirement. You've got to say this out loud.
Yeah, you do.
Okay? I'm scared for you, honey. I want you to go win, but I'm scared for you because every time we bring up something, there's a reason to not do it. You've got about 5 things you've been doing wrong. You got to reverse all of those in dramatic fashion and then slam on the accelerator in the other direction. Okay? Number 1, you're not disclosing and working together on every detail of your budget and your future. You're treating him like he's a little boy. And his feelings are hurt when his daddy died, and so he can't make a grown man decision. Sorry, you get to be a man when you're 60. No way around it. You got to deal with it. Okay? Number 1. So you got to be on the budget. You got to be on the same page. Number 2, you guys are going to have to chop something with a freaking machete because you have a mess, because you've been spending money like you're in Congress around there, and you've got to stop it. You've got to chop some stuff, and this car is one of them, but the car really points to the cabin. If I woke up in your shoes and I was him and I had to come Jesus meeting and I decided I was going to be a grown man, the decision I made to go get 2 master's degrees that I couldn't afford to do was the day I made the decision to sell the daddy's cabin. You didn't mean to sue it, but that's exactly what happened. You lost the cabin when you went and got 2 master's degrees that didn't monetize. That's what you did. You traded the two because it's a balance sheet thing. You got over here, you got a $500,000 asset. Over here, you got $200,000 debt. And the sooner you fix that, the sooner you can get in gear and start saving and actually retire and not eat Alpo.
That's right. And Rita, you need to run actual numbers because what's going to make this compelling, not just to you, but to your husband, is to say, hey, here's what we have. Teachers, they set aside, you have to pay into the pension. Here's what we have. If we continue to go at this rate, here's what our retirement will look like. Dollar-wise, here's what we'll be bringing in. And that's going to shed some light. When we compare that with what we owe on our mortgage and what we have to pay, real numbers are going to make this a very compelling argument for you guys to do what Dave said and go in the opposite direction.
So 36 years, you've been taking care of him. And now it's time for him to step up and say, I'm going to be a man and we're going to make grown-up decisions together because we have made a mess. By and large, he has made a mess. That's what it is. You're trying to take care of him. You're trying for him not to have any hurt feelings. Toughies. You signed up for this trip. He did. And he gets to take it. Yep. I'm sorry. This is The Ramsey Show. Create your free Every Dollar budget today. The simplest way to budget for your life.